1991 Walmart special. This is the Fetter's ASM14E7JA air conditioner. Where was this likely to have been sold?
Oh, I have no idea.
I would assume not the Home Depot, because it would have been branded Hampton Bay.
This is a Fetter's product branding, so I couldn't tell you. It could have been sold at any multitude of stores. If it was from the Northeast, namely Connecticut, it might have been purchased at PC Richard & Son.
It is 220 volts, 13,800 BTUs, 7.9 amps, 1,630 watts. Do you have a calculator with you?
I do.
I'm just curious what the EER would be.
So it's 13.8, right?
It's 13.8 BTU and 1630 watts.
That's an 8.5 so it's a little low.
Well, for 30 years ago, that was fairly reasonable.
For a large capacity unit, that's not too bad, because the higher they get in the capacity, I think the lower the efficiency tended to get with a rotary. I mean, at a certain point, I think you need kind of like a scroll. You know, the rotaries are more efficient in smaller applications, but I think in the larger applications, the scrolls and the recips are more efficient. But take that with a grain of salt, because I'm not an HVAC designer or tech.
This thing is pretty much new old stock. It's a 4-layer thick coil.
That's astonishing.
No rust in sight. The coil's never been tarnished with too much coil cleaner. The schematic came off, but I do have it downstairs. The guard, unfortunately, is not in the best of condition, unlike the rest of the machine. It seems like it's taken quite a beating at some point. Several of the pieces are busted off. The door, although at least it's present, the handle is busted off.
Some of the gold paint's missing too. The condition of the grill is not commensurate with the rest of the unit. It's very, very odd.
Yeah, that's true. Some of the writing is worn off as
It's
well.
so weird. Because, like, the gold paint is still on the knobs themselves.
It's almost like the grill doesn't even go with the machine.
It might not.
I mean, it's the right one, but if it came with it new or not, that I don't know. Overall, a very nice machine. The only problem is it's very loud. The fan speed is 1300 or 1350 RPM on high, and I think it was 1080 on low. So very high speed fan, which makes a lot of noise. It does have, does it have continuous run? It does have continuous run. Very loud thermostat. It does have good temperature regulation. That's already on low and the noise is already off the charts.
Did somebody say Rotorex?
What? Someone might have said it, but you can't hear it over his fan.
What?
In the unit's defense, there is a tremendous amount of airflow, but it's just way too loud. That's only low. This is what's considered normal, which is too loud. And this is super. It's definitely super loud. tremendous, but it's just too loud. I wonder if making the register larger would have toned down the noise a bit. This is out of character. They're usually much quieter. We'll start up the Rotorex. little rattly at first just because the guard is, you know, brittle plastic at this point. He's always had a very loud gas sound. Ambient temperature is about 78 degrees. This is saying 79. Come on.
There's always some freak show with that, isn't there?
No, come on. This is such a simple operation, too. It shouldn't be this difficult.
Come on, we're in the middle of filming something here. Don't be difficult.
Alright, there we go. Wow, it's actually already down to 62.
We're running for what, like 45 seconds?
Yeah, if that. This is not as cold as it gets. It gets much colder than this. It does have automatic fan, which is nice to have for humidity control. And of course it has the infamous air exchanger that exchanges, I don't know, 0.2 CFM per minute. He stays more air opening and closing it.
Wow, you already have a 20-degree split.
Yeah, so it's already achieving respectable performance just a couple minutes into the test. This is the original tag that comes on the cord for the power consumption information. 57 degrees. I guess while that's cooling down, we'll go take a look from the outside. This condenser moves a tremendous amount of air. I can feel it clearly all the way back here. I can feel it on my legs still.
I think it's angled downward because I feel it below my waist.
Yeah. I think it would actually be felt quite a bit further if it wasn't angled down so much. That's probably one of the most powerful condensers I've ever felt for a form factor like this.
Yeah, it's not a very big one.
down to 53 degrees.
And it's 77 in here.
So it went down 1 degree already. That's with the windows open everywhere.
Oh, it was on normal, okay.
Oh, I thought it was on low. I wonder what the temperature would go down if it was on low then.
I bet you it goes down to 50.
It's very rattly right now. 52.
And dropping fast.
51. That's a pretty serious split.
Especially given how fast the fans go. Yeah, that's very, very cold.
1080 RPM is usually like the high speed on these models.
Yeah, that is a little bit rattly.
It goes away usually once it warms up if you get it in the right spot.
My 10K does the same thing. I generally put a piece of foam like right here. It seems to make it a little bit better.
That usually is where it seems to be if you quiet it down.
Yeah, because it's a really long surface. And I remember my dad always monkeying around with the thing when I was a kid too. It was always rattling.
Oh, speaking of that, is that stupid Frigidaire still working this year?
Somehow, yes. But the sleeve has pretty serious rust on it.
And that's what, only 2 or 3 years old now?
Well, it was purchased in 2020, so it's on its 5th season. Actually, I guess 6th season.
In its defense, it is near the ocean, so.
But it faces it's facing north, not south. So, and it's covered up in the winter.
And the old unit lasted 30 years.
That's because my father drilled a drain hole in it. Otherwise, the thing would have probably, the guts would have fallen out of the bottom of it a long time ago.
Did he put a drain hole in the Frigidaire too?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't know.
That's a very interesting. So it slings water all summer?
It does.
This is worse than it usually is.
That's because I'm here.
No, that's because it's on video.
Shut up.
These stupid things never really work quite right.
They always seem to want to go back to the center.
It's almost like they're not on a pivot plane. It's just like plastic or something. Now it's 50 right on the nose.
That's a 27-degree split.
That's very respectable. Now if we go to super, it's your earplugs where they turn down the volume. That's not as much as I thought it was flying by.
Can you imagine how low the head pressure must be with a fan going this fast?
Especially the amount of airflow these condensers have. I think that's one of the reasons why these last so long, because they run low pressure.
I mean, you're getting like a 23-degree split on high. That's very respectable.
Absolutely.
That coil's probably sopping wet already.
Oh yeah. Still about a 5-degree difference. That's not bad. No, it's a lot less than I was expecting.
I thought I could blast it.
It's tolerable on low, I
Yeah, it's not bad
guess,
on low.
but I still think it's kind of loud on low.
I doubt you could get anything new these days that would be this quiet on low.
Definitely not. Hey, this machine easily holds the whole house though. See, the living room at night, it's definitely got some power to it.
I think it needs some strategically placed adhesive foam strips.
Probably.